this face? This is the face a Bills fan has after the Bills pick 2 defensive linemen in the draft. They picked C.J. Spiller. Okay, that's good. He's a running back. They didn't really need a running back, but since Marshawn Lynch is probably going to be out the door, then I understand it. Plus, he can be a wide receiver, which they needed a wide receiver. So I'm happy about the C.J. Spiller pick. What I'm not happy about is the second round they waste a pick on a defensive tackle, which they don't really need because they picked up Dwayne Edwards in the offseason. So they pick up a defensive tackle. I don't even know his name. He's a no-name. Then they go in the third round when Colt McCoy is still available, mind you. Second round, they let Jimmy Clausen go, and Jimmy Clausen got drafted. They didn't trade up in the first round to get Tebow, which they had Jim Kelly bring Tebow out to dinner. So they don't trade up for Colt. They don't trade up for Jimmy Clausen either. They go with the defensive tackle. Then in the third round, Colt McCoy's wide open. No one's drafted Colt McCoy. He's waiting at home, just watching the draft. So the Bills, what do? They need a quarterback. What do? They drafted defensive end. I'm like, didn't you just draft a defensive tackle last round? Why do you need a defensive end? Really? They have 5 more picks. They could have used any of those to trade up to get a quarterback. But no. Chan Gailey wants his running back, so he gets him. And then they draft the defensive tackle Troop in the second round. And then they get Carrington, who I've never heard of, in the third round. Don't even know. I mean, they need a quarterback. I would understand if they, went and they got a defensive tackle and then got an offensive lineman because they need one. That's one of their needs. Quarterback, nose tackle, and offensive tackle. There was a wide receiver in there, but since they got C.J. Spiller, they took that out. And there was another defensive tackle in there, but they took that out. Well, then again, they took away they should take away the nose tackle because they got a defensive tackle that plays nose tackle. He played for South Florida or Central Florida. Both of them. They play a 3-4, just like Bills are going to do. So why would you keep drafting defensive linemen if you have what you need? Draft an offensive lineman. There's good offensive linemen still in the draft. But no, you have to draft another defensive tackle. Defensive end. Oh, and then guess what happens? 20 picks later, the Cleveland Browns pick Colt McCoy. So now, what are the 2 quarterbacks you have left to be able to draft? What, Pike and LaFleur? What are they going to do? I know that a lot of people say that, they might be good because Tom Brady, he was drafted in the 7th round and he was great and all this stuff. Tom Brady's washed up now. I don't care what anyone says. He's a good quarterback, but he's not great. He's just like McNabb and just like Roethlisberger. They're all washed up. A lot of things I don't understand, though, is why they pick them. I just don't know. It's like, you look at the rounds that go right near the Buffaloes. Second round, defensive tackles. Brian Price went to Tampa Bay. New England traded its pick to Jacksonville. And then Jacksonville traded it to Oakland. And they got Lamar Houston from Texas, which would have been a way better pick than Troop. Then they get Linval Joseph. The Giants get Linval Joseph from East Carolina. And then Michael Neal from Purdue. That would have been a better pick. Oh, wait. The Baltimore Ravens, that's, 16 picks later, they get Terrence Cody from Alabama. Why didn't you get Cody? He can play nose tackle. He's amazing for what you had on the board. I just don't know why they would pick a quarterback. Because who do you have at quarterback? Trent Edwards? He's washed up now. He went out for a week and Fitzpatrick came back in. And Fitzpatrick ruled for 4 games straight. And Trent Edwards was on the bench like, wow, I really don't have my job anymore. And then Fitzpatrick went away, started sucking, so they brought in Brian Brown. Brian Brown was never good. So what do? You don't pick a quarterback in the draft. I know some people are like, well, they might be doing Roethlisberger, a trade. No, Roethlisberger's not on the trade block anymore. You know why? Because Pittsburgh was only going to trade him for a first-round draft pick. And what is it? It's Friday. Yeah, second and third round. And that's almost over. I'm watching it right now. Ugh, just makes me mad. I mean, really, do you really need more defensive tackles? I mean, I know we were, 20th in run defense? But changing to a 3-4 will make that better. They'll bring us down to about 12, probably. And drafting a nose tackle that's great, which the one we troop isn't even that great. I mean, he's okay. Drafting him, alright, fine. That brings us down to 11 or 10. That's fine for defense. We have the second best passing defense in the league. And we're tied 5th for takeaways, which means we're tied 5th for interceptions. Because we had an amazing secondary. Offense, we're 28th in 30th in passing. Like 25th in running. We picked up a running back, C.J. Spiller. He's like the next Reggie Bush. Maybe even better. Him and Reggie Bush were the only college players to have over 3,000 yards in one season at college. He's amazing. And he can catch the ball too. So there's our receiver. He can be on the slot. And the Bills are running a spread offense this year. So he'll work really well. But who do we need? We need a quarterback who's used to running the spread. And it's actually good. Let's see. All of our the only quarterbacks that are used to running the spread is Edwards. Because he played at Stanford or wherever he played. I don't even remember. It's so insignificant to me. He's the only one used to the spread. Fitzpatrick was in a pro-style offense. Brom, I think he was in a pro-style offense, or maybe even an option offense. So, Edwards is the only real great spread player on our team, and he's washed up. He might prove himself. He might come back in the mini camp and be like, yeah, we're going to be doing great this year. Yeah, and everyone's going to go, okay, Edwards. And then it's going to come to training camp, and he's going to be amazing. He might be our franchise quarterback. I might have gotten this all wrong. We didn't need a quarterback in the draft. Chan Gailey and his crew got it all right. Edwards is our man. But what if he isn't? What if they all suck? And guess what? We'll have to settle for a crappy quarterback who's been sitting in free agency all year. What if Ben Roethlisberger gets let go and we don't pick him up? He's washed up, but at least he's better than Edwards. I think with Chan Gailey, I don't think he needs it. He's like, oh, we don't need a quarterback. I'm from Texas. We run the ball down there. It doesn't matter. It's a quarterback-driven league. You need a quarterback no matter what happens, even if you want to run the ball the whole time. It makes me really mad. And you know what? Tomorrow, I'm probably not even going to bother watching the draft. Because, I mean, Aaron Schobel might retire, which I think that's probably why we need an offensive tackles, because Aaron Schobel. But Alex Carrington from Arkansas State is on defense. We have a good defensive line. We don't have the greatest defensive line. We have a good defensive line. They're really big. But I guess he'll be in there somewhere. Maybe they'll put him on offense. I don't know. But tomorrow, 4 through 7, the Bills have, 5 more picks tomorrow? They'll probably use their 4th round pick to get an offensive tackle, knowing them now. And then they'll get freaking Greg Paulus from Syracuse in the 7th round. Because they'll get a punter in the 6th round. This makes me mad. They had a chance to get any quarterback they wanted other than Bradford. Tebow was ready to go. Clausen was ready to go. McCoy was ready to go. They had the 9th pick in the draft. They could have gotten any of them. Now they're stuck with Pike, LaFleur, if they can get those two. That's if they can get those two. And then some dude from Northwestern. I don't even know his last name.